Imagine being on the front lines of World War II. You're surrounded by soldiers, tanks, and then a bear. Yes, you heard that right, a bear. Now this isn't some tall tale spun by an old soldier warmed by a few too many drinks. This is a factual snippet of history, as peculiar as it may sound. In the midst of one of the most brutal wars humanity has ever seen, there was indeed a bear who served alongside human soldiers. A bear that wasn't just a mascot or a pet, but a full-fledged soldier with duties and responsibilities. You might be thinking this is absurd, and you're not alone. The idea of a bear serving in an army seems more like the stuff of fairy tales than historical fact. But the truth often is stranger than fiction, and this story is no exception. During World War II, the Polish army found an unlikely comrade in a Syrian brown bear cub. This bear would grow up to become a part of the 22nd Artillery Supply Company of the Polish II Corps, serving with distinction and even participating in the Battle of Monte Cassino, one of the most intense and deadly battles of the entire war. This bear, known as Wojtek, was no ordinary animal. He was a bear with a job, a bear who carried artillery shells for the soldiers, a bear who drank beer and smoked cigarettes, a bear who wrestled with soldiers for fun. Wojtek was as much a soldier as any man in his unit. As we delve into this astonishing story, we'll explore how Wojtek came to be a part of the army, what his life was like, and how he impacted those around him. This is a story about the bond between man and animal, about the unexpected heroes that arise in the direst of circumstances, and about a bear who was more than just a bear. So brace yourself for a journey into the unexpected, the delightful, and the downright bizarre. If there's one thing this story teaches us, it's that sometimes reality truly is more fascinating than fiction. Now let's dive into the incredible tale of the bear who served in the army. Our story begins in the mountains of Iran, where a group of Polish soldiers discovered a small orphan bear cub. Lost, alone, and in dire need of help, this tiny creature had no idea that his life was about to take a turn for the extraordinary. In the harsh, unforgiving environment of the Iranian mountains, the soldiers were far from home, thousands of miles away from Poland. They were in unfamiliar territory, cut off from their families, their homes, their normal lives. Discovering this helpless bear cub struck a chord in their hearts. A spark of compassion ignited, and they decided to take the little creature under their wing, to provide it with the care and protection it so desperately needed. They named him Wojtek, a name that in their native tongue means joyful warrior. And indeed, Wojtek was a bundle of joy, infusing a new energy into the regiment. His playful antics and curious nature brought a sense of normalcy, a touch of home, to the soldiers' otherwise grim and demanding lives. As Wojtek grew, so did his bond with the soldiers. He was more than just a pet, he was a companion, a friend, a source of morale. He shared their hardships, their victories, their losses. He was there with them every step of the way, a silent witness to their struggles and triumphs. But Wojtek was not just any bear. He was a bear with a destiny that was intertwined with the fate of the soldiers who had saved him. A destiny that would see him rise from being a simple cub in a coat to a symbol of hope, resilience, and unwavering courage. Little did they know, this small bear cub would soon become an integral part of their regiment. His journey was just beginning, his story yet to be told. But one thing was certain, Wojtek, the joyful warrior, was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, just as his human companions were. Together, they would navigate the trials of war, forming a bond that would echo through the annals of history. As Wojtek grew, so did his bond with the soldiers. He became more than just a pet, he became a comrade. Living in the barracks with the soldiers, Wojtek quickly adapted to his new lifestyle. This wasn't your typical bear habitat, but Wojtek was no ordinary bear. His diet was an unusual mix of condensed milk, honey, and even beer. Yes, you heard that right. Beer. While it may sound odd, this strange combination of nutrients seemed to suit Wojtek just fine. He grew stronger, bigger, and even more playful. Now, a bear living among soldiers is one thing, but a bear acting like a soldier is another. And yet, that's exactly what Wojtek did. The soldiers treated him like one of their own, and Wojtek responded in kind. He was even trained to salute when greeted. Imagine a full-grown bear standing up on his hind legs, raising his right paw in a salute. It's an image that's as amusing as it is endearing. But Wojtek's training went beyond mere salutes. He was also taught to carry ammunition. Now let's be clear, this wasn't some kind of cruel animal labor. Wojtek was never forced or coerced into doing anything he didn't want to do. In fact, He seemed to enjoy the task. It was almost like a game for him. The soldiers would hand him a crate of ammunition, and he would happily carry it to wherever it was needed. Through this process, Wojtek became an integral part of the unit. He was no longer just a bear. He was a comrade, a fellow soldier. His presence brought a sense of camaraderie and morale boost to the troops, a much-needed respite amidst the harsh realities of war. Wojtek was no ordinary bear. He was a soldier, and he was about to prove it on the battlefield. The Battle of Monte Cassino, one of the most brutal battles of World War II, and right there in the thick of it was Wojtek. In the heart of the Italian campaign, amid the deafening sounds of artillery and the thick fog of war, a bear named Wojtek stood tall. Not just any bear, mind you, but a Syrian brown bear who had been adopted by the Polish II Corps. Now you may be wondering, what's a bear doing on a battlefield? Well, Wojtek wasn't just a mascot or a pet, he was a bona fide soldier. And during this pivotal battle, he proved his mettle. With the Polish forces pinned down under heavy fire and struggling to transport ammunition, it was Wojtek who stepped up. He began to carry crates of mortar shells, each weighing nearly 50 pounds, from the supply trucks to the artillery positions. Despite the chaos around him, Wojtek remained undeterred. He didn't drop a single crate, nor did he ever shy away from his duty. He moved with a sense of purpose that was almost human, a drive that seemed to say, "I am one of you, and I will do my part." This wasn't some one-off act of bravery. Wojtek carried ammunition throughout the Battle of Monte Cassino, earning the respect and admiration of his fellow soldiers. His efforts were so significant that they even led to a change in the official insignia of the 22nd Artillery Supply Company, a bear carrying an artillery shell. But Wojtek's contributions didn't stop there. His presence bolstered the morale of the troops, providing a sense of camaraderie and comfort in the harsh reality of war. He was more than a bear, he was a friend, a comrade, a brother in arms. His actions during this battle led to his promotion to the rank of corporal, an honor rarely bestowed upon a bear, or any animal for that matter. He had gone from being a playful cub in the coat to a reliable and brave soldier in the heat of battle. Wojtek the bear had truly become Wojtek the soldier. Wojtek's story doesn't end with the war. His impact continued long after the guns fell silent. After the war, Wojtek found a new home in the Edinburgh Zoo in Scotland. Despite the peaceful surroundings, he was every bit the soldier he had been on the battlefield. He would often stand on his hind legs as if saluting the visitors who came to see him. Wojtek's story spread far and wide, captivating the hearts of many. His tale of bravery and camaraderie in the face of adversity was immortalized in books, documentaries, and films. His life was a testament to the bonds that can form even in the most unlikely of circumstances. Monuments erected in his honor stand tall in Edinburgh, Krakow, and even as far as the Canadian War Museum in Ottawa. These monuments are more than mere stone and metal. They are symbols of the extraordinary life of an ordinary bear who became a soldier, a comrade, and a hero. But Wojtek's legacy goes beyond the statues and the stories. He serves as a powerful reminder of the resilience of the human spirit, and the bear spirit in this case. He demonstrated that in the darkest of times, kindness and camaraderie can flourish. He showed us that heroes come in all shapes and sizes, and sometimes they even come with fur and claws. Wojtek's life also highlights the importance of preserving wildlife. His story began when he was found as an orphaned cub, a stark reminder of the impact of human activity on wild animals. Today, efforts are being made to protect and preserve the habitats of bears and other wildlife, inspired in part by Wojtek's story. Wojtek, the bear who served in the army, left a lasting legacy. He proved that even in the midst of war, there's room for kindness, camaraderie, and yes, even a bear. His story serves as a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of friendship, and a tribute to the indomitable spirit of all creatures, great and small.